Hello and welcome to my recording for today. I'm sorry if you are in fourth period for the crazy jigsaw, but now I have gone to the moon because the moon is a much better place to do lessons. So here I am, and on the screen here, I think it's down below me, there is a picture of a metalloid. And does it look more like a metal, or does it look more like a non-metal? And if you chose that it looks more like a metal, that is correct. So metalloids have the appearance of metals, but they have some properties of non-metals. And in fact, this is arsenic, which you might not think of as being a shiny metallic looking crystal, but it is. And what you think of arsenic as is maybe more when it's in a formula, but it has the atomic number 33. It's in a lot of minerals with sulfur, so that's why it looks a little bit different. You wouldn't find it like this in nature. All right. So pre-test, just a reminder, you must take the pre-test before doing coursework. And this is our first knowledge check. So which group on the periodic table contains unreactive elements? And, oh, didn't mean to do that. I don't know if you can see my cursor on there or not, but if you want to pause it to think a little bit, go ahead and pause it. And I'm going to tell you that the correct answer is okay. It is the noble gases. They are completely unreactive, and that is because they have an octet. They have 8 electrons in their outermost energy level. They have 8 valence electrons, and so they are stable, completely stable. All right, knowledge check number 2, and this one is a little bit tricky, so you have to read all of the choices. And I also want to remind you, I bet I can use my regular periodic table. I don't know if it's going to be frontwards or backwards. Oh, it's not even going to show it because it's I'm on the moon. So anyway, take a look at bromine. It is in group 17. And pause this and then choose your answer. All right, so the answer is not the happy phase. It's not the happy phase because bromine doesn't make a positive charge at all. It gains an electron to make a negative charge. So happy phase is out. Okay is out because bromine is not a noble gas. The noble gases are group 18. And bromine is actually a halogen. It's group 17. So loudspeaker is actually the right answer. So if you chose the loudspeaker, you are correct. Good job. And what's wrong with turtle? Well, turtle also says that bromine is a noble gas, and it says it has a -2 charge. So a couple things wrong in there. Cool. All right, so today our essential question is, how are metalloids identified? So we're going to describe the characteristic properties, identify their location, and explain why most are used as semiconductors. All right, so you can watch the video and then I'll come back to the work zone. You can do that at the end. And so we'll come back to that at the end. All right, I want to do the fun items here. We were going to take a look at some different levels. If you felt really good about everything thus far, you'd be green. If you're okay, you think you got it, you want some more practice on the standard level that we look at, that would be yellow. And if you're like, whoa, I have no clue what's going on, that would be the red level. And so I'll just go through all of these. The links to all of these are either in the email that I'm sending this out with, or they're going to be down I guess I'll put them below in the recordings when I put it into Canvas, so you can check them out there. All right, so the first one is at Discovery Ed. You can also just go to Discovery Ed from Clever. So open up Clever, go to Discovery Ed, and you can build your own atom. So you're going to search for build your own atom. Oh, gosh, I keep clicking on it. And then take a few minutes. So if you feel like you need practice on protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom, what is an ion, what is an isotope, this is the thing for you. So pause it, head over to Discovery Ed, and build your own atom. If you feel good about that, then stay here and let's keep going. So the second thing I have is about today's lesson on metalloids. It also kind of reviews everything we've learned thus far. And I know it's a video and you've got lots of videos, but I thought this one was really, really good. So again, go over to Discovery Ed. You can click on it through Clever and search for metalloids atomic structure. So pause it here if that's what you want to do. And I'm going to keep moving on. If you felt really good about the material, you just needed a little more practice. That's what the yellow level was for. And so you're going to go over to Discovery Education and search for where do I belong. This will help you put some elements onto the periodic table. So some practice with locations on the periodic table for that one. And the second one for yellow, you can pause this if you want to do that first one. See, I'll go back. So there's the first one. You can pause it here. And if you want to go on to the second one, I like this one a lot because it's the location of all these different groups on the periodic table. And so it tells you about the structure and reviews that really, really well. So if you want to do this one, pause, go to Discovery Ed, search for structure of the periodic table. And there's no reason why everyone can't go on to the green parts and do these too. So this is some Chem for Kids quiz questions. These are like DOK level 1 questions, and there's a couple 2 mixed in. These are pretty straightforward. Just do you know the basic knowledge to be able to move up to those DOK level 2 and 3 questions that are going to be harder. But there are lots of them. The one that pertains to what we're doing the most is the periodic table, but there's other ones there on elements, halogens, matter, atoms, and atomic structure. All would be good for what we've covered. And the last item I had to do today for our green level was to go back to those PhET games that we were playing last week and choose some of the other games down at the bottom. Choose the one with the question mark where it mixes them all together, or the one with the H there to work on your protons, ions, isotopes, electron number, neutron number, or choose the periodic table one to work on information about that. So if you want to do this one, you can pause it. And then I'm going to go back to the metalloids thing. So this will be a good time after you're done playing with the simulations and the interactives. This would be a good time to go do your metalloids lesson. And once your metalloids lesson is done, then you can come back here and I will talk about which is not related to metalloids. And again, the lesson for today is August 21 and 22 metalloids. And you definitely want to take a look at that check for understanding. At the end, it's called assignment on mine. This is from another teacher in physical science. Mine's called assignment check for understanding, or something like that. And that really goes through whether or not you got the gist of the lesson. And so go ahead and pause this, think about this for a minute, and there's only one here that is not related to the metalloids. And pause it because I am going to go over this right now. And the one that is not related to metalloids is the green one with the loudspeaker. Most are gases at room temperature. Because most of the metalloids tend to look a little more like metals where they're solid than they look like nonmetals, which are mostly gases. All right, so I will also mention that all of these links, or a lot of these links, are in your Explore and Learn More section. And that's in Canvas. And if you need anything, you can call me, you can email me, but be sure to catch up if you are behind. Thank you, and I will see you in live class.